Alright guys, so I'm out here with Ron. Ron, what's up, man? I'm not going to do the stock range test for you guys because I already tested it. It's 100 meters and it ran out of controller range, not video signal. So today I went ahead and tore the transmitter apart. I'll have that video up for you later, guys. I replaced it with a 5 dB antenna versus the 1 dB or 2 dB that was on there. So this should be a major increase on range, and we're going to see how far we can push the FPV versus the mod that we just did. That's an SMA connector I put in there. If this does work, I'll go ahead and make this switch out here. I also made a temporary parabolic dish here. Ron's laughing at my jerry-riggery, but I guarantee this will increase our FPV range, and if it does, then I'll go ahead and swap that antenna out for a real FPV antenna as well and still make this look like a very clean setup. So that's gonna increase the distance? Yes. Wow, here comes the wind. You said wasn't out here. Go ahead. That's going to increase the distance? I think so, yes. Everybody just make those? They do. A lot of people do. That's that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start off stock. I'm going to push it. Hopefully we can get out far enough to actually run out of FPV with this new mod with the 2.4. If it doesn't, you know what happens, right? It's coming home. So the best way to get signal with these antennas, guys, is actually to turn them sideways. This one stays upright. These dipole antennas prefer to be turned sideways. That's how they cast the best signal. Go ahead. I give it 150 meters. You give it 150 meters? All right, well, let's turn it on. This is the new A3 Fimi. What do you think it's going? Let me turn it on here. We'll find out in a sec. 80 seconds. We'll wait till it gets all these wonderful signals and all this great stuff, and then we'll go. All right, so. Good thing it doesn't go by audio. I'll never take it off. What's that? System preheating. Press any button to continue. I don't know if you guys can see this here. We'll go ahead and just press any keys. Now, unable to connect to GPS mode. It's in GPS. We're waiting for satellites. Currently has 0. So we'll step back, give it a chance to do what it needs to do. I told you it wasn't too bad, right? Yeah. The main problem with this is the screen brightness, obviously. Yeah. And because during, I mean, we can hardly see it. And it's, you know, the sun's going down. I mean, it's on the horizon. So I'm going to probably get a sun guard for this. See what I'm saying? So it'll make it a little easier to see when it's sunny out. Yeah. And then they do have an extra screen attachment here on the top if you want to do that. You can screw in a secondary screen if you really want it. So this is, the price point of this is $270. What? Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. That's cheap, man. You look like that, but that's cheap. That's pretty good. Before I buy that. That's pretty good. All right, it says ready to take off. Okay, but the P3 is so much bigger. It's heavier. It's bulkier. It's a lot cheaper. And a lot better. Man, I'm telling you, they almost have the same flight time. It goes more than 100 meters. I'll tell you that. All right. Well, let's see if we can even get to the end, because I couldn't even clear a football field last time I had this out, and this is a basic football field, no? Yeah. So we're aiming for those trees. If we get that, we'll go further than that and see what happens. All right, guys. So let's get this in the air. I'm gonna go ahead and hold this down. We'll start a recording. Boom! Recording has been started. Let's get this thing in the air and see what happens. We're going down and in with the sticks. Get her up in the air. I got good control range. Gimbal looks fantastic. And actually, it looks really good. So, what? You wanted to let it sit in the wind and see what happens real quick? All right, I can do that. So the antenna's obviously working. We got good control range so far. I got solid FPV. It's doing pretty good even with the wind, man. That's a pretty rock solid setup there. It looks good, so let's go ahead and avoid this guy. We'll go out to the middle of the field, and then we'll take her up and send her out, yeah? All right, so we are currently distance 38 feet away from ourselves. Height is, let's take her up to about 80 feet. Still have solid control range signal, doing good so far. All right, we're at 86 feet and we are at 39 feet away. Let's go ahead and push out. Ooh, it's a fast little drone. It's actually not too bad. Oh, wow. Yeah, not too shabby. Let's tilt the gimbal down here. See what that looks like while we're moving along here. Nice steady little gimbal. Oh yeah. All right, so let's see. Oh, we already beat our distance. We already beat our distance by a lot. Let's send it up higher. Okay, so now I'm almost 500 feet away. Still have exceptional control range here. Let's tilt the camera up a bit. Disconnected, returning home. See, I ran out of signal again, even with that on there. I made it to 535 feet before it disconnected again. We did do better, and I still have FPV, so I didn't even need this. So the question is, That won't increase anything. Alright, it says returning to home. No. Let's see if we can stop that. Okay, exited smart flight mode. Let's tilt the antenna up now. We'll give this another shot while it's up, yeah? Should we do that?
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
Alright. You don't see it? Okay. Alright, so I still got solid FPV here. We are now at 649. So it looks like it actually prefers the antenna to be upright. We're coming up on 1,000 feet. Alright. Well, that says a lot. We're still going. That's a big difference, I would say, huh?
From 300 feet
from
to
300 feet to over 1,100 feet now. Still going. Solid FPV. And this is in a neighborhood, guys. We are at 300 feet high. We're just trolling down the houses and stuff right now. We're cruising. Dude, look at that. Coming up on 1,500 feet. So yeah, we're way out there, man, and I still have a solid signal.
That's strange.
It is pretty bad. I would agree with that.
I can't even see it. I'm standing right next to it.
I would agree with that. All right, so I bet you she's just going to keep going. Let me take her up higher. That's not even a main road, so we'll go ahead and just keep pushing.
There's no main road actually over here.
No, I just meant as far as like trolling down the highway. We are pretty far out there, though.
2,100 feet.
Yep, so we just passed a solid 21, and this is in town, guys.
Yeah.
We're in town. I still have solid FPV in town. It's a little scratchy, but at 2,000, 2,500 feet, she's still going. Let's take her up to 400 feet.
That's insane, dude.
That is pretty good for a 5.8, yep. And as I go up higher, it's getting clearer. Boom, I think it just stopped. I think that's it. Yep, returning to home. Just under 3,000 feet in town.
Over a half a mile in town.
Yeah, over half a mile in town. That's pretty good, man.
Alright.
I still have solid...
Yeah, and I when you told me 100 meters, I'm like... You know, how much it is?
Yeah,
wow.
no, that's a major improvement, putting that SMA, and I didn't even need this. I may just leave this like this because that seemed pretty good, man. I don't think I really need to mess with the rest of the setup, but that antenna definitely made a major difference on range because, like I said, man, there's obstacles in the way, and it's
a lot of them like that.
Yeah, and it's coming home backwards. So we've been in the air. It's 11.3. It's still flying back. 11.2. Now it is coming into the wind, so let's see how it does here. It's still got almost 2,000 feet to go. I'm gonna watch the altitude because what's that? Well, I don't want it to crap out halfway through. If I can take over on the way back, I will. So let's do this. I'm gonna start with back and forth. You should be able to see me and Ron in there. All right, let's do this, man.
Why do we
let's go.
Fat?
Because we are fat.
Oh.
Can you see any of that?
Oh, wow.
No?
Let's
go. Dude, I can't mess this gimbal up if I wanted to. It refuses to.
That's insane. Just watch it while you're doing it.
I'm impressed. That's really good, man. I am super impressed by that. What do you think of that, man?
I'm impressed.
That's craziness. I'm totally digging that. That was really good. Hello. So yeah, crazy, man. All right, now see how it's trying to land?
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna force it up. All right, I can force it up, but not much. That's it. It doesn't rise very fast, but I can still force it up if I have to. See what I'm saying? She'll go up. And that's just like, oh my God, it's landing wherever it's at. I still am not over the water yet. It allows you to push up and still, so that's a really good fail-safe to know about. Even though it auto lands, as long as you go more than half throttle, it still goes up. And you can still, yeah, so that's something to be aware of there, guys. So we're at 10.8 and it's auto landing now. We've been in the air for 12 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and let it do it. We could probably push it further, but there's no point. We'll let her do her thing. See if she automatically shuts off by herself. Boom. And it stopped the recording for me. Not too shabby, man. It just needed I think, an antenna adjustment there.
And who makes this?
This is a plus. Fimi makes this.
Fimi?
Yeah, so I think this is the way to go, guys. I didn't really have to mess with the FPV. We're going to leave the FPV alone right now. If I start having problems in the future, I can always change this antenna. But as it sits right now, I think this is fine. Almost 3,000 feet inner city. That's about what my solo gets inner city. So,
Crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. I could probably easily hit a mile if we were out of everywhere, you know. Don't forget, guys, we are a channel about breast cancer awareness, so don't forget to save those tatas. There will be a link in the description so you guys can make a donation if you want to. And I will see you guys on the next video. Toodaloo!
There you have it, a film that could save your life with boobs. There's something for everyone. You're welcome, Planet.